Hi, I'm Kenzie. I'm a broadcast media major at UNT and a music enthusiast. So I decided that I was going to do my final project over something that kind of combines those two worlds together. I'm going to make a video over pop culture, but in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. But for that to happen, that means I need to know people who were born in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. So I decided to call some of my grandparents.
Hey,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Miss Kenzie.
I was calling to ask for one of my projects. I have to get like my grandparents' year that they were born. So I was gonna ask what year you and Papa were born.
55 and 63.
Were
I was born in 55. He was born in 63.
okie doke.
Hello?
Hey Mama.
Hey, Kenzie.
Ask you what year Papa and Granny were born. Like your mom and dad.
Oh, I want to tell you the right dates.
I tried to call Papa, but he didn't answer. Hello? You're taking up my storage right now, girl. Do you know how old Granny would be?
65 when she passed away. She passed away in 2008.
79. So that means she was born
And
in 1943. Okay, so Granny was born when?
43,
And Papa was born when?
49.
All right, that's all I need.
What's up, right?
Hey, do you know what year WT was born?
I think 53 was. Yeah, I think it was 53.
To say the least, that didn't go as expected. My grandparents were either too young, wouldn't answer the phone, or my mom took way too long to give an answer. Anyways, since I wasn't able to get the ideal ages for my interview, I decided to send a quick text to my uncle. He's the lead director of a retirement community nearby, so I decided maybe he'd be able to help. So after a couple texts back and forth with my uncle trying to get the day situated and everything like that, I was able to get the okay from him and I headed down to the Legacy Park Senior Community in Dallas, Texas. But before I go interview them, it's only fair that I answer the questions, but in the perspective that I was born in the 20s, 30s, or 40s. First question, did you go to any concerts? And if so, who did you see? I probably would have went to go see Otis Redding or the Jackson 5. People like that. That's the kind of music I listen to whenever I think of like that era of music.
I did go to many concerts. I grew up in Philadelphia,
Okay.
and we had a theater there that was like the Apollo in New York City,
Okay.
called the Uptown Theater. And so they had lots of different performers. So James Brown and all the Motown singers, Jackie, can't remember his last name now.
Did you go to any concerts? If so, what did you see?
Oh gosh. I don't really remember. It was a long time ago.
Who did you see?
Frank Sinatra, Lena Horne.
Okay.
I went to an Elvis Presley concert, but he was my first love, but I didn't know what pelvis meant. I mean, I didn't get that Elvis, the pelvis. So I just thought that was a name that rhymed with Elvis.
Question number 2. When you were my age, what was your favorite song or music artist? I feel like if I was 20 in the 50s, I probably would have listened to a lot of Marvin Gaye, Otis Redding. Those are the people I listen to now, so I can only assume that I would like their music just as much. Like, how did it feel to go see Elvis? Like, were you excited? Is Elvis one of your favorite artists?
Well, by the time I went to see him the second time, I mean, he was my very favorite all-time ever artist, and still is.
That's beautiful. I love
He was
that.
wonderful.
And then later on, you got it.
And then he came on the Ed Sullivan Show, and I was I was firstborn, so my parents were pretty strict. And I was down watching Ed Sullivan's show, and Elvis came on. I started screaming, and my dad made me go upstairs to my bedroom till I could act like a little lady. A long time ago.
My favorite song or artist, I had so many.
So many.
The Shirelles, it'll be all the Motown stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's understandable. Question number 3. What was your favorite genre of music? My favorite genre of music, if I was in that age, would be funk and soul. It's still one of my favorite genres now.
Truthfully, the symphony,
The symphony?
classical music.
That's beautiful.
Now it's, for most of my adult life, it's been classical. But when I was young, college age, everybody listened to one station, and it was the same disc jockey, and he would take requests,
Mm-hmm.
and people would call in requests.
Yeah. What is your favorite genre of music?
Motown is still my favorite. Or rock
Okay.
and roll.
What is your favorite genre of music?
Jazz is good, and Stephen Edie,
Okay.
Gourmet,
Yeah.
that kind of music.
Okay. Question number 4. What was your favorite decade for music? My favorite decade for music was definitely the 60s. Just that funky disco. We love to see all that, the afros, the hair, the makeup, the outfits. Like, that would definitely be the time that I would be ready. I would be ready to go to the disco with my friends. What year were you born?
929.
So that'd be like the
So another
fif-
25 years after that.
like the 50s, 60s
50s,
era.
60s, yeah.
Probably 60s.
Okay.
Probably the 50s. I like their
50s?
music.
Okay.
Oh, the 50s and the 60s both.
Okay.
Although I listen to current music from now.
Really?
I do.
That's good. I love to hear stuff like that.
Music was in the 40s,
The 40s.
50s.
Okay,
Mhm.
beautiful. Question number 5. When you were my age, what did you like to do for fun? For me, I probably would have just said the same thing that I do now. Just go out with my friends and have fun. Party. When you were my age, what did you like to do for fun?
Not telling. How old are you?
I'm 20.
For fun?
Mm-hmm.
Dating? What else? I mean,
I'll take that too.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
that was fun. What else?
We belonged to a country club, and I took golf lessons,
Mm-hmm.
but I never played because my dad thought I wasn't good enough to justify the
I was in college, and we went to football games, basketball games, fraternity parties.
All right.
Go dancing, go to movies, comedy clubs,
Okay.
go out with friends, go
Yeah.
out to eat.
Yeah.
I was in college then, so used to date and hear music and
Mhm.
have fun, parties, party.
And finally, question number 6. What was your favorite show or movie? I personally don't have a show that I could be able to pick from that age, but I would definitely say for a movie, anything with Marilyn, preferably my number 1, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. I love Marilyn in that. It's just an iconic movie, and it still is very popular in pop culture today. What was your favorite movie or show to watch whenever you were 20?
Dirty Dancing, if that was when I was 20. I don't know if that was.
I mean, I'll take that. That's still a good movie. I'll
Yeah.
still take that one.
it's like a continuum.
Mhm.
The show that I've seen the most was Gone with the Wind.
Okay.
My mama made me go with her to see it when I was a little girl. And then when I was in my late teens, it came back and I saw it again. Every so many years, maybe 7 or 8 years, it would come back.
Oh, goodness. I don't even remember any of those.
That's okay. We can go to the next one.
Yeah. I was really in my 20s and 30s. I was not watching a lot of TV or
Yeah,
movies.
that's understandable.
Should have read the questions beforehand, huh?
The one that they had the other night, the movie, that was my favorite.
I can ask Chip.
Yeah.
I'll ask Chip.
Yes, Chip.
So, my main takeaways. Was I right with my predictions? No, but I think I was somewhere in the ballpark. It was really fun being able to talk to them, and I learned so much. Those ladies love Elvis. That's all they talked about, and I loved hearing about it because I just recently started listening to Elvis myself. One thing I wasn't expecting is whenever I started asking about movies and shows that they used to watch, they weren't really able to answer the questions, which I don't blame them because that is sometimes a hard thing to remember. But that was probably the toughest question to get an answer out of. What I hope you take away from this video is just because you get old doesn't mean that you don't have good music taste or you didn't have good music taste in the past. Music taste, it always is going to change. Music is always going to change. Older people didn't listen to just violins and the old-timey music that you would see in black and white movies. That's not what they listened to. They listened to the same stuff we listen to now. And the stuff that we listen to now was inspired by the stuff they used to listen to. The main takeaway that I really hope gets across is they're very similar to us, especially when it comes to pop culture. I don't want there to be any judgment whenever it comes to an older person having a different type of music taste. Because these ladies loved classical music, they loved jazz, they loved soul, but at the end of the day, we also related to a lot of our favorite artists. Thank you so much to Professor Wendy for teaching me a lot this semester, especially about old age. It made me 10 times more confident being able to go in there, knowing how to treat them in a way that wasn't going to be disrespectful, but not also treating them like they were like some foreign thing to me. So I really appreciate that. It made this experience so much more enjoyable, and I actually plan on heading down to the independent living community again because I also want to thank those ladies as well. They were so sweet and they wanted to talk to me for hours and hours. And so going along with that, here are just a few clips that I have of them just being cute and having their own little opinions outside of that. Thank you.
I'm a baby around here.
And then where were you living whenever you were 20?
You say living. I was in college, so I was in Austin then.
Okay. Are you with the
But I grew up in Lakewood, and so I went home to my parents' house on a street called Avalon.
Okay. Great.
Where I had 12 mamas because my mother was in a sewing club, and the ladies never sewed, but they met once a month at each other's houses. We never got away with anything. It was like having 12 mamas. I was very lucky.